Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live here. A W here has just been an absolute monster. And I mean, so much so that I'm just not confident that this strength can keep up. So I'm looking to potentially get short here. I want to see it. In fact, why don't I turn this on real quick so you can see what's going on there. So that is the 1 minute time frame, but I'm more so concerned with 2 minutes. So there we go. So that's what I'm watching right now. And I do believe it wants to get down below the 170 mark. So short 500 shares at 170. And like I said, even if it just pulls back and back tests that breakout point right there, so let's see what it wants to do here. If it looks like it wants to come down below 171, I will look to add, well, too late. So like I said, I think this thing still wants to pull back some here. I'm liking this candle that's taking shape over here. So let's see if we can get some downwards pressure here to show up. There we go. Like I said, I'm really liking that candle that's taking shape. Can we get some more downside pressure? All right, well, I'm just going to take the quick scalp there. Not the downwards pressure that I was wanting to see and the amount of time that I was wanting to see it. And you got to respect the fact that this thing has been very powerful. But so I'll take my gains there, and now up 124. I did take an earlier trade on it. The problem was, and I've done this before in past videos, I forgot to change my share size. So I wanted 500, but because when you open up your platform, by default, Lightspeed just makes this start off as 100. That's just default where it starts off at. So every morning I need to remember to change it. Now it's pulling back here a little bit. I was hoping to get the 169 mark, which hasn't quite happened yet. So I'll keep an eye on it as I explained. But point here being that Lightspeed defaults to 100 shares. So that was just 100, and it happened relatively quickly. Notice it wanted to play the breakout. So I didn't, one of those things where, and that's why I wasn't recording the video, because it was all happening very quick, so much so that I forgot to change the order, and then ultimately only got 100 shares. And it would have been a beautiful trade, but I just decided to hop out there because it wasn't the share size that I wanted. But good old hindsight, and that is also why we're seeing it now go up to highs. And this is why the tool right here, very, very important, level 2s. That's what helped me hop out when I did, which is now proven to be the right decision to have made, because I would have been stopped out on the trade at this point, and that would have been a losing trade. But like I said, by paying attention, it kind of gave me the heads up on to get, that it was probably wise to get out. So again, yes, these are technical charts. These are a tool that I use. These are a tool that I believe all traders should use. But over here we have what is known as level 2s, and that's also assuming you're day trading, that is. I mean, if you're some sort of long-term investor, then yeah, it doesn't really matter. But assuming you're investing, then yeah, those are definitely a tool that you would want to use. let's see, 176.85. I would be interested in getting a position up there at 176.85 if it wants to continue on up. So I'll keep an eye on it. And let's see, the market doesn't officially open up here for another 18 minutes. But yeah, when you have this sort of pre-market activity going on, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is basically like the market's already open for ticker symbol W here. But I'll keep an eye on it. Quick little update here. W got that one wrong. I was thinking it might have wanted to get up over 176, but it didn't, and it's now pulling back there. So overall idea was right that it was going to be pulling back, but unfortunately, overall ideas are not good enough in the world of trading. You need to be exactly right, and I was not exactly right in the sense of getting the right entry point. So that order is now canceled, and I've had a couple people comment in the comments, "Hey Clay, whatever happened to that trade?" So I'm going to try to do a better job going forward of just updating a trade, even if I cancel the order and move on to something else, because I get it. It can kind of seem random when I'm talking about one ticker symbol, and then all of a sudden I'm doing something totally different. So I'll do my best with that going forward. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get, all right, there we go. Got long at 177.50. Working its way up here now. And I'm in at 177.50. Oh, the spread here on this one is pretty amazing. Okay, picked up 500 more. So I'm in at 1,000 shares. There we go. Let's see if we can get a break up over 177 now. Well, this is just crazy. All right, I'm just getting out there. This is just way too crazy. Now down $440, and of course it goes in my favor. But yeah, I didn't realize the spread was going to be that nuts. And then of course there it goes, looking like it wants to go in my favor. But again, that spread was just crazy up, and there it goes in my favor. So all right, well, down 440. Like I said, going to keep a close eye on it, especially if it works its way down to that 173.50-ish area. But I just couldn't risk it there, seeing how crazy that that spread was, and even now, just all over the place. So let's see what else I can find. And I'm just too slow on this one. Like I said, I am interested about the one area down here. Let's see, what is that, 175. So it's bouncing up now, but if this fails again and starts to come back down, that could definitely get interesting. So short, 1,000 shares at 176.90. So let's see if we can get a move to the downside here. Like I said, see this thing wanting to break. Well, 176.90, that is going to be the key break point. There's the break. There we go. So all out there now for up $500. I was extra aggressive with it just because I understood that I was taking on more risk with the 1,000 shares, but I like the odds it would work in my favor. So the learning lesson here that I want to get across is there's a fine balance between, well, how confident are you? And then what sort of position size are you using? So I was quite confident that it would go in my favor to the extent that I needed it to go in my favor. That's why I did that with 1,000 shares. However, I was definitely extra aggressive with it because I did realize that I was taking on more risk because of the 1,000 shares. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but that's the fine balance. Is, again, I felt really, really good about it based on what I was seeing, but because I had more risk. And why did I have more risk? Well, Clay, because you felt good about it. Perfect, exactly. If you answered it that way, then I'm explaining myself right. So because I felt good about it, because I had a good suspicion that it would work out in my favor, I was willing to increase the position size. And because of that, though, because I had more risk, I wanted to also be a little bit extra aggressive with it. So even if this does roll back over here, that's totally fine. I'm not worried about it because I played it. I won't call it perfectly, but I played it in a way that worked out very nicely. And in fact, now I'm up $500. And as my trading motto goes, $500 a day keeps the day job away. So from down 440 to now being up 540, I'll take it. But let's see what else we can find. All right, I'm going to make my final trade here of the day, 100 shares, risking right around, we'll call it $100 with slippage, potential slippage. So I think Boeing might want to roll back over, but it also might just want to rip to the upside. So if that happens, then like I said, I'm going to take my $75 loss and call it a day. But if it does ultimately want to roll back in my favor, then I'll be walking away with more than $500. But if not, like I said, I'm totally fine losing $100 here. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I like this setup. Again, this thing is just going to either rip to the upside or it's going to come down in my favor. Key break here going to be right around the 130.50 mark. So we'll have to see if it can work its way down through that area. But that is the current trade right now, and I'll keep you updated on it, whether it looks like I'm going to get stopped out for the $100 loss or if it looks like it's going to go in my favor. So like I said, I'll keep you updated. Well, things are not looking so good, and the market is breaking out, and I thought the market might be getting ready to roll over, which is played a role in this. But yeah, as of right now, the market is not rolling over, and if the market continues to break out here, then that may be all she wrote. And so here's what the market's doing right now. That's the 5-minute time frame. So as you can see here, the market's now starting to break out, which I thought it might be getting ready to roll back over. So let's see if the market can, I'll just leave that there. If the market starts to pull back, then that would be fantastic. But as of right now, looking like I'll be taking my my $100 loss. At least that's what I'm planning on right now. I don't see, and the market just continues to break out, and here comes the right around $100 loss. It's putting up a fight here. Well, pulling back a little bit. Wouldn't that be something? I'm still definitely, like I said, it's all about the market here. If the market pulls back, then I feel like I got a chance. But as of right now, still about 90% sure I'll be taking a $100 loss. But let's see what happens here. Knocking right on the door. Knocking on the door. Can the door hold at 132? No, it cannot. So good. Slippage didn't get me that much. So $81 loss on that one. And it is what it is. Was willing to risk it. And that was right here at that point. I was feeling great about it. That's a great candle. That's a great formation here. but it just decided to keep on moving up. So I had to take my loss and move on. So closing, let's see, 20 minutes. It's 9:50 a.m., 20 minutes, $460. I am more than happy with that, and I'm going to move on with my day. If you enjoyed these live trade videos, then before I go, a few quick requests. First off, if you enjoy them, like I said, the easy way to communicate that to me and to tell me, hey, Clay, please keep making them, just hit that like button. Very, very time-efficient way. Now, of course, I'd love for you to leave a comment down below. Any questions or whatever that you may have. Or just any comment, whatever you can think of, is always greatly appreciated. Then also, check out the channel as a whole. There's lots of other live trade videos, other types of content that I offer, and hopefully you decide to ultimately hit that subscribe button, because I would love to have you as a subscriber. But now look at it, you can see the breakout continues. So that that $81 loss is now looking very, very good right about now, because this thing just continues to rip to the upside. But tried it, it was looking very, very good. But yeah, the market continued to break out to new highs, which I thought there'd be at least somewhat of a pullback. But I was wrong. And hey, you know what? Not the first time I was wrong. Won't be the last time I'm wrong. But it is what it is. So like I said, $460 in about 20 minutes. I will take it. So thanks for watching. And again, if you enjoyed the video, please just hit that like button. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.